Are you a fan of the steampunk aesthetic? Well, do I have a treat for you today. Get ready to explore a colossal marvel, a mammoth metal base designed to cater your every need as a seasoned survivor. Picture this, a central hub, a cutting edge laboratory, a flourishing greenhouse, a bustling Dodo Hatchery, and yes, even a cozy Dodo Bar for our feathered friends to unwind and feast. If you find yourself enjoying today's build, do smash that like button, share your thoughts in the comments below about what epic creation you want to see next, and of course, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. It's completely free and you'll be helping me out a ton. Now without further ado, let's get on with the video. So today, ladies and jelly spoons, we're going to be building at this waterfall, and what a beautiful waterfall it is. It's just begging for someone to build here. This is where you can find it on the map, where my little green dot is. So in my last video, I got so many comments asking me to do a metal base design, and I'll be honest, I've never actually built with metal, so I've been thinking about how I can make metal look actually pretty. And the first thought that came into my head was steampunk. But that's what we're doing today. What are these rocks doing here? What the? Starting off with a hexagon shape, just made out of triangles. Now I will go over the dimensions as soon as I figure out how big I actually want this. But the one thing to make sure is that you've got a straight line next to the river there. Okay, so the dimensions for this are, if I use a wall, it's 1, 2, 3, 4 walls wide per side, as you can see. Now, because this is a steampunk base, I'm trying to work out what kind of fun stuff we can have coming off it. So I'm thinking different segments of like towers and like different housing sections will be fun. Not sure how practical it will be, but I know it's going to probably look cool. Hopefully it looks cool. So I'm just going to go for that. Let's see. Do I want to fill that in? I'll come back to that later. I'm going to work out a base, and it may change throughout, guys. I'm literally making this up as I go along again. I know it's not great. You shouldn't do it, but I am doing it. And it's just how I work. So let's just work something out together. Okay everyone, this is my starting shape. I've decided I do like to at least start with some sort of shape and then we can expand off that. So I'll try and stick to this shape. This section's just one wall wide each with triangle, ceilings and foundation. And here we have 2 walls wide per side. 1, 2, 1, 2. And over here we have a rectangle that connects to the main hexagon, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 ceiling tiles or foundation tiles wide. Do use foundations when you can, because obviously it gets rid of the foliage, so it's very useful. Okay, since I still have no clue what I'm doing, I'm just going to start building up the walls, and, you know, if I've got to tear stuff down, I've got to tear stuff down, guys. Metal's completely new to me. I don't know how this is going to turn out, but we're going to try our best. So here, just to let everyone know, I am flipping the walls. So it's not this side with the plain wall. I'm doing it the other side. So this side here. Now, I've only gone up by 3 walls so far because I'm thinking I want to do like a little offshoot here. I've been doing a lot of research on steampunk in movies such as Mortal Engines and even Howl's Moving Castle. I've just been trying to get this absolutely bang on to what steampunk really is so I can emulate it well in ARK. And what I've discovered is a lot of the buildings contain millions of offshoots from one building, so one building turns into another building, turns into another, so that's what I'm trying to do here. So we're on the opposite side here, and I'm just putting in another huge offshoot here. So I'm basically putting in a second house on this side. And I believe I can go all the way out by 3 now, yeah, before you need pillar support. I probably will put pillar support in, because otherwise it'll look a bit unnatural and like it's not supported by anything. So let me get this all going up, and probably have offshoots coming off this, to be honest with you. Okay guys, just a quick progress update from me here. So I've got these lovely offshoots coming up the top here, off the base. Looking pretty good. I'll probably do some more offshoots. But first of all, I think I'm going to put some roofing on these towers just to give me a bit of an idea of what it's going to look like when all complete. Okay, these roofs are honestly, they're just temporary because I don't like what I've done. But this is the beauty of building, you know, sometimes you build something, you might not like it, you just gotta tear it down and start again. But in the new ARK, you can pick things up, so if you are building in survival, do not worry because you will get your materials back, so nothing is ever lost. Now, call me crazy, but I think I'm gonna put another nub, another little offshoot right here, coming out right in the middle. I'm really happy with that nub sticking out through there. Now, call me Mr. Nub, because I think I want to put another big nub right here. I think I want to have a really tall one coming out from the middle here. So, gonna do that now. Not bad, not bad. I am making it up as I go along, so... You know, I never know how these things are going to end up looking. I just hope and pray that it actually looks good at the end. I did take off the overhangs from the roof, so if you are following along, just know that those are now just simple, easy roofs on top. And obviously, don't worry about following it completely to a T. I mean, steampunk is, by nature, very chaotic and random, so, you know, this really just to give you ideas, everyone, but I am trying to make it a go-along tutorial, so... wish me luck. Now here, just so everyone knows, I've gone up by 5 tiles here, so 5 walls going up. Right, this is what I'm thinking. I've got the roof going up by 2 using all the triangle roof blocks, metal roof blocks. And I'm thinking we now have greenhouse, but it comes out now. It goes back out again. I'm going to try and make a perfect dome on top. I'm probably going to completely cock it up, but we can try. So here's the progress of my little radar dish that I'm making here. It's meant to be, obviously it's going to be a dome. It's a bit ugly. I'm a bit worried about how, I'm still very worried about how this is going to turn out. You just gotta, it's like working on a piece of art. It never looks good at the start, but if you just keep on going with it, eventually, you know, it will start to come together. So at the moment I want to put in a greenhouse wall here. It will not let me put the greenhouse wall here. So the best way to deal with this is by putting some pillars in. I'm not sure if I can actually, maybe I'll put some pillars this way. And it should, yeah, it'll let me put it in. So I'm going to do that all the way around now. Okay, there is the dome. Looks more like a diamond. I might flatten it later. I'll come back to it. I need to take a break from the dome. It looks good. It looks good. First of all, I want to make a nub coming out here for a doorway. And I thought it'd be really cool to put an elevator going up to this doorway here. I think that's going to be really awesome. Coming off this section over here, that other hexagon we put down ages ago, I'm going to have a bridge coming across the river connecting to another tower. Right, so I've added in a second tower that is going to be attached to the bridge here. Now I decided to go for a different height. I don't want everything to be perfectly level. And I've also realized here, again, I can't believe I keep coming back to this area, but right here, these are the same height. 1, 2. This is almost the same height. That one's just got a slightly taller peak. And what I want, ideally, is it all to be different heights. So I think I'm going to bring up this one by either 1 or 2, and this one by 1. I am happier with this. I've gone up by 1 on this one. I also went up by 1 on this one. But now, now I'm thinking that this needs a middle that comes up even higher than all the other side. Honestly, I'm just going higher and higher. It's not going to stop. I think this needs to go even higher in the middle. So this middle section here, there'll be like a nice big square here coming all the way up to around about here. This is what I'm thinking. Obviously, it's such an arty build that there is no right and wrong. So if you have been following along, do not worry. Just go with the flow. Because at the moment, I am destroying things, starting over again, destroying things, starting over again. I just want it perfect. It's like this is my canvas and I'm painting right now. I'm gonna put the big tower in here. Let's see what I can do. So I decided to do an overhang on top of that section there, and I think that works really well because it's such a big area to fill. I do like that, but I think it needs a good nub. Oh, it's really starting to take shape now. I'm getting quite excited by this. It's yeah, it's looking pretty good. Surprisingly, I don't know how, but somehow we've made it look good. Now on this side, I do need to put in a door so we can get in. Maybe a dinosaur gate here. Looking snazzy. This will be much easier to get in on this side now as well. The dome up here is one of the parts I don't like right now. I might take the top layer off so it's not a diamond anymore. Yeah, the diamond wasn't working anymore, so this is instead the shape I'm going to use for the jewel on top of the base. So now that I'm more or less happy with that side in terms of the base, I haven't added any details yet. There are no pillars added, there's no deckings, there's literally nothing. So I'm going to add that in later. First off, I'm going to go over here and add in a little tiny beautiful house. So here is my metal monstrosity. Now, I know it doesn't look great at the moment, but I think I'm gonna make it look fantastic because we're about to start adding the details. That includes windows, pillars, railings, any extras I can think of. And I think as well, what's really gonna make this stand out is we're gonna paint the entire base. Call me crazy. I think this is the way we're going to give it that steampunk look, because at the moment, not very steampunk, but when we paint it, I think it will do just that. I think it's going to look amazing. So let's get started. Okay guys, just to show you what I've done, I've been adding in deckings for the different areas and nubs. So I will add doors in here so you can get out onto the decking, you can get a ladder up to the next decking and go all the way around to this area, and you can go all the way around to this area as well, and then there's a decking up here and all. There's deckings everywhere, and I need to make sure that all of this is accessible. So guys, I've been very busy putting in all of the details. I've been using pillars, a lot of railings, even the water towers I've been using, and I'll show you all the different things I've done. So the pillars, very straightforward. I always put them in the corners of all my builds and across the lining of the roofs. Even though it's not so noticeable at the moment, it will be, trust me. I've got railings going across the roof lining. I've been using a mixture of metal railings for the roof details, so metal here, and then on the little decking areas I've got wooden railings. So I have been mixing in a little bit of wood, so it's not a completely metal base, but it, you know, 99% metal. The decking's the only part that's wooden. So these water towers, I think these are going to look excellent as chimneys, so I'm putting them on as chimneys now, and I think I'm going to colour them orange to make them look like they're copper. I think this is going to be really cool. Now this is really cool here. You can make it look like you've got a crane coming out by utilising the pillars going outwards and then putting the railings on, coming up diagonally and then a little bit coming across. Another thing I was trying out was the railings on a bridge. Now they can go diagonally. You can make it look like a proper bridge. It's really impressive. I'm really happy with that. Now I'm not sure if I prefer the wood or if I prefer the metal. I think what I'm going to do is leave it until last, and whatever I decide I prefer, I'll swap it to. So before I add any more details, which, you know, I'm pretty much done. There's just a few more bits and bobs to do, I think. I am going to do something crazy, and I think this is what's going to bring the build alive. I am going to paint the whole entire building. Now I have tested this a tiny bit to find out what colours are going to work, and I've decided on teal, peach and cantaloupe. I'm going to go get started and I'll see you in a second. Okay, guys, welcome back. As you can see, I have been very, very busy painting. This is a canvas, and I am an artist. So the main reason I wanted to paint this was because I really wanted it to look like this whole structure is made out of copper and other sort of different types of metal. So copper is usually like a very orangey color, and it can oxidize and turn blue. So that is the reason I'm using orange and blue. I've been using peach for the inside, cantaloupe for the area you can see on my crosshair. Now I also did just do the whole thing as teal in places, or the whole thing in cantaloupe. Now the reason I did this is because I don't want it to look perfect. It's not meant to look perfect. It's meant to look like random bits of scrap metal have been used to put this whole structure together. That's the exact look I'm going for with this. But I'm only using those three colours really, as you can see if I go all the way around. And as you can see, the roof is a mixture of all these different types of colour, and because I swapped the roof, I flipped the roof over, you get the different sort of texture. That further gives the effect of loads of different scrap metal just put together to make a house. For the glass frames, I've just used cantaloupe. I also tested out painting the actual windows themselves golden colour. I really like this. I'm probably going to do this everywhere, use gold. I did test out teal as well, it just didn't work as well. So definitely gold for all the windows. So just to demonstrate here, if you do want to do a very similar paint job to me for your own builds, this is what I've done. So if I just show with this. So to get this section here, you need 4, 5, and 6. So I'm going to do 4, 5, and 6. Oh, and 3. So you want all sections 3, 4, 5, and 6 to get all of the areas that aren't the inside panel. So if you have a paint gun, this is very easy. Make sure you've got cantaloupe in the paint can. Then make sure you've got selections 3, 4, 5, and 6 all ticked. And then simply paint. So much quicker doing it this way. For the pillars, I need every single selection highlighted. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So I'm going to do all the pillars in this cantaloupe colour, as if they're copper beams for the house structure. Perfect. And then for the inside sections, the inside panels, I need peach. So I'm going to load that into my spray paint gun. I'm going to make sure that only selection 2 is highlighted. And I can go and paint away. Of course, in sections over here, I've done full panels, as I said before, of teal or of copper, as I'm calling it, even though it's cantaloupe. So I am now going to do just that. Okay, I've got cantaloupe loaded into the spray gun. And I am going to paint some of these straight up all cantaloupe to make it look like those are just bits of scrap metal that have either worn over years, or, you know, whoever's made this house has had to find what he can to make it and couldn't find the perfect parts, or, you know, copper's oxidized over years and turned completely blue. To mix this up even further, on the panels I've now done that are completely cantaloupe, I'm going to paint the beams teal, like this, so it's reversed. So just to park painting for a minute, because believe me, I am all painted out. I want to discuss this elevator I had put in at the beginning here. Now this elevator, unfortunately, not working, not that functional. So the way I put this in was I had to put 2 pillars coming down here and a pillar coming out of here, and that allowed me then to place a elevator track onto that pillar coming out to line it up properly and get it in line with this. It took a few attempts. You have to play around with going up and down to get it right, but I managed to get it bang on. The only thing with this is, if I put the elevator here, does it go down? No, it does nothing. it does nothing. It can go up and down, but I have to start it around here. Now, will it go down? Yes, it goes down. But now we're stuck and stopped. Now, the reason that this is nothing can be touching this platform. So the fact that this is about to collide with this, the game stops it from going any higher. And the same when it goes down, the reason it stops is something to do with this pillar. I haven't quite worked this out, why it's stopping here, but I think it is stopping dead in line with this pillar. So the way I have got around this is using the pillars that are coming down the wall here, dead in the center of the doorway. I have put 2 pillars coming out from the bottom, as you can see here. We've got 1 pillar coming out this way and another one coming out this way. Now what that's going to enable me to do is place an elevator track a bit further away from the gateway, so it's not colliding with the gateway. The only thing is you need to make sure that it's not snapping to anything. So I'm going to hold down... Oh, I've forgotten. RB. Yep. I'm going to hold down RB. And now I'm going to use this pillar to try and line this up perfectly. Now, this does get really finicky here, and it may take me a few attempts. Okay, I think this is straight. And now it gives me the option to go up and down. No, I want it to go as high as possible, so I just want to be going around about here, and it did let me. So now I'm going to enable snapping by holding down RB on my controller, and then go all the way up. Like so. Now I can already see, so I've lined this up perfectly. That's a good line on that. Now, unfortunately, I want it to be a bit closer than this, so I'm probably going to redo this. But just to show you, now the elevator should go all the way down, because nothing's colliding with it, to the floor. Look at that. Perfect. And it should go all the way up. Please. And it did. Look at that. So, yeah, I almost got this perfect. Now I'm going to play around with this for a bit until I get it dead on. So now we know that this platform is here. We need a way to get up to the platform. So I'm going to need to make a walkway coming around here. Okay, I have changed this to metal and I've coloured it all in cantaloupe so it all looks like it is copper. Now obviously we don't have the windmill at the moment in the game, so I'm just trying to work out another way of making sort of like a little windmill type fan. Otherwise I would totally have loads of them all over this base. It's actually perfect for this space. It's kind of a shame I'm even making this base with knowing that... It's actually a shame I'm even making this base knowing that I can't use that right now. But there's always a solution. So I've added in pillars coming out of the... So I've added some pillars in here. I'm just wondering if I'm able to make it look like there's some sort of windmill contraption here. Oh my god, I think I might be able to do this. Oh my god, that is so cool. I've actually done it. It's a shame it's not moving, but I can definitely utilize that somewhere. I don't think it looks right there, but I'm gonna find a place to put something like this. Okay guys, I actually think the outside is more or less finished. There might be a few things that I change on the outside, probably just a few little paint jobs, etc, but nothing major. So I think it's time for me to sort out the inside of this base, which, well, let's go take a look. Yeah, this is a big old task to do in here. Now, I won't do all of it on camera for you guys, but I'll do some of it on camera. I'm worried about the length of this video at this point. I don't want this video to go over like 45 minutes, so I can always do an in-depth tutorial. If there's enough demand for it, I'll do a big in-depth tutorial for interior design. Now, because in my ingenious brain I decided to put a door halfway up in the air like this, I've got to work around this now. I can either have the stairs coming all the way down, or I could make a second floor up here. I think, though, I definitely do want the stairs coming down, because the idea is you can bring your dinosaurs up here. I am going to try and make this as practical as I can. So I think it's best for me now to just get on with the work. It's a big daunting task, so wish me luck. I'll see you when I'm done. Well, I'm done. Look at the size of that. And I'm not talking about the T-Rex, I'm talking about the base, of course. It's absolutely massive. You don't realise it until you're walking up to it on the ground. It is massive. And you know what, guys? I think I've successfully done Steampunk in ARK. I think I've actually done it. So really pleased with myself, giving myself a massive pat on the back at the moment. The exterior anyway is definitely Steampunk. The interior is what I'm going to show you now. So you come up this lovely walkway here, up the metal ramps, and it takes you to that elevator that we made earlier. So if we come up the elevator, I love this. I love that I didn't put the gate on the floor like normal human beings would. I decided to do it in the air. I think this is a really cool idea. So we open this up, and we are met by the main hub, where we've got our refining forge, a lovely seating area for tribe mates, and some grills. This is the main area where you and your tribe mates will come in, sit down in the cafeteria, have some food, enjoy life in general. Now, you'll notice that I did continue the colour scheme inside, so it's kind of crazy in here with the colours, but I'm digging it. I'll take you on upstairs here. So upstairs here takes us to the laboratory. Now up here we've got all the chemistry benches, we've got the fridges, all looking great. We've got a nice little storage box section that's just full of random ingredients, fabricators, and a whole line of vaults here. Just everything a scientist would need, in my brain anyway. Coming up from the laboratory, we've got the greenhouse just up here. Now, this is actually the same floor size as the other base that I made recently, but the only difference is the dome's a lot bigger because the windows go out by one, then there's a wall, then there's the roof. So one of my goals when doing this interior was I really wanted people to get lost inside it. I don't want it to be too obvious where everything is. So I've kind of done like different routes going to the same areas in places as I'm about to show you. Let me turn the light on here. Now let's hope this doesn't, this usually freezes my whole recording, so I hope that it doesn't, and I don't want to re-record this. So in here we've got the elevator room. So we've got 3 different routes to take. Now this elevator takes us up to the Dodo Bar, where all the dodos in the base can come here, get their refreshments before they have to go back to work, because yes, all my employees here are dodos, and we get served by Mr. Gigantopithecus and some penguins who are waiters, and they do a great job. What are you ordering, sir? Oh, he wants a beer. Naughty. Shouldn't be drinking when you got to go back to work later. Now, if we come up here, we come into where the dodos go to bed at night. We've got our Mr. Smith here, who makes sure that all the dodos are waking up when they need to and doing their work properly. We've got 2 toilets over here, and through here we've got our bunk beds where all the dodos go to sleep. Now, obviously, I'm calling this a dodo area, but actually, this is more like an inn. You could have people stay here as guests, or you could have your tribe mates stay here. And down below, you could have a nice bar for your tribe mates to hang out at and enjoy the view on the balcony. Look at this. Oh, what a lovely view. Now, what I was saying earlier about having multiple ways to get here. So I've got stairs here as well from the main hub, and a ladder that also come to the dodo area. And now we find ourselves back at the elevator zone. So let me take you up this one. Where does this take us? So this takes us to an empty foyer, which I haven't decorated, unfortunately. So coming straight from the elevator, that is really nicely hidden, as you can see. You don't actually know it's there unless you press Y. So this is another foyer area that I haven't decorated. Coming out here is the decking to this area. Now you can get a bit of an idea where we are. So that's the entrance there, and this is one of the areas you can come out onto the decking here. So if we come up the stairs here, we come into a 2-way street. We can either go up those stairs or these stairs. We've got a nice little seating area here, a window to look out of. Hello everyone. So up here we have another bedroom. So it's got 4 beds for 4 people, so it's a shared room. We've got a bookcase, a bit of storage, a nice little seating area with a table so that people can play poker or whatever they want here. Coming on down from this bedroom and up these stairs, we have the Dodo processing unit, where dodos are kept in cages until they're processed and ready for egg laying. We've got some refrigerators down here as well. Up here we have where we actually hatch some eggs if we need to. We've got some air conditioning units if they need to be cold. Up these stairs we have where all the dodos who have been processed come to lay their eggs. Look at this little sanctuary. They have a good life here. So once they've laid their eggs, we have a worker who lives upstairs who will come, take the eggs and put them in the refrigerator unit. Here's more places for dodos to lay eggs. Up these stairs is where the person who collects all the eggs lives. They've got a nice big bedroom because it's a hard life they live, coming up here, coming down, looking after the dodos. So now if we go back down the elevator and go up this elevator, now this elevator takes us to another bedroom. As you can see, it's a very small bedroom, but this bedroom leads to the boiler room, which is just a mess right now. I never finished it. I never really got around to it. So I just tried to make it look like there was loads of pipes in here and boilery stuff. So I thought this is where whoever lives in this room has to look after the boiler room. So actually, it's not that confusing. It's actually quite straightforward. I thought I made it more confusing. You could definitely make it more confusing for fun and have loads of different rooms here. God, you could split this up so much. So I've done quite an open space build, really, considering. Coming on out this way, we have another decking that's all in metal. We get a nice view of the waterfall and the bridge here. Coming from the main hub here, we can go into the first tower. That hasn't actually got anything in it really. I've put a second floor here to get up to the second part of the bridge, But what I would have in here, if they had it, was taxidermy. I'd use taxidermy so much in this base. So coming on up here, we have the second floor of the bridge, because there's a bottom section and a top section. So we're at the top section. So here is where you could probably land all your flyers and keep them safe. I think this is a really nice spot for them. I've also got a bird up there as well. I thought that was a cool place to put it on the crane. So at the second tower again, nothing in here really, just a way to get down and up the ladder or just drop down. I would put taxidermy in here as well, if I had it. Coming on through the second tower, we enter the glass walkway. That's basically a second greenhouse, so you could put some more plants in here if you would like. I have kept this, so this is the living quarters here, and I have kept it very open plan. I haven't sectioned this off at all. I tried out a kitchen design here that looks kind of nice. I tried to do tables as worktops. Something amazing I've discovered is you can, with a lot of difficulty, stack tables. This took me I did it by accident, and then I couldn't work out how to do it again. It was a happy accident, so I kept it. I've got some storage boxes that are like kitchen cabinets, and of course the grill, and a table for everyone to sit at. Coming on up here, we have the second floor that has sort of a little crafting and storage area. I did manage to do the table trick again, but it was an accident a second time. And over here is the bedroom where you can sleep. So quite a nice upstairs area. I imagine this is the tribe leader's house. So everyone else lives in squalor, while obviously the tribe leader, whoever made the house, deserves the biggest bedroom, right? So they deserve this whole section. Coming on outside the living quarters, we can see the base again, looking amazing. We have a little place to cook, some plant pots. You can walk all the way around this. I did put a decking. Oh, I forgot I did this. I was trying to make it look like loads of different pipes coming up from the build. Doesn't really work, but it kind of does, kind of doesn't work. Just a fun little experiment. And I've got loads of flowers here. Flowers make everything pretty, so do plant them when you can. Of course, we have the second dinosaur gateway on the other side of the house. So if I open this up, we can get in nice and easy. We've also got a really nice barbecue area outside for people to come and enjoy. Currently, we just got some monkeys sitting here waiting for food, but they're never going to get fed. Well guys, I think that's it. I think I've shown you the whole base. Now obviously there's so much you can do with the inside. I didn't do a lot with the inside, but you could definitely do a lot more than I did. You can also keep adding to the base. This base has unlimited potential, guys. Do what you want with it. And that is it for today's video. I hope everyone enjoyed this build. If you did like the build, do leave a comment and let me know what you want me to build next. Do smash the like button and don't forget to subscribe. It is free, so if you want to do it, you'll be helping me out a ton. Love you guys to death. I'll see you in the next video.